I'm Brooke Cantwell for Wave 3 Sports, and I sat down with former UofL quarterbacks Brian Brohm and Hunter Cantwell to talk about life after Louisville and the challenges they faced while trying to make it in the NFL. What has been the biggest challenge or adjustment that you've had to face in the NFL?
I think, coming out of college, the big thing was my throwing motion. It was this kind of elongated, kind of baseball-style release, and so definitely had to change that, just talking to many scouts and coaches and organizations. Worked over about a 4-month period changing that, and then once, incorporating that into my game, trying to keep it the same and keep it fluid and not revert back to my old style of throwing. So I think that's probably been my biggest challenge.
It's really just more individualized now. I always had, growing up, my dad was my coach, my brother was my coach, so I always had family members there pushing me. And now it's kind of on my own. We got from January to March, into March, we're on our own. So you see me and Hunter in here, working every single day to get better. And you really just got to take it upon yourself to get better.
Both quarterbacks pitched in and talked about how Carolina's quarterback Jake Delhomme and Green Bay's quarterback Aaron Rodgers helped them make the transition from college to the pros.
It's a long season. It's a 17-week season. I think the biggest thing I learned from Jake is just managing that time well. Getting in the film room obviously is very important. Taking care of your body so you're fresh week in and week out is definitely a big thing, because you see guys, especially rookies, begin to wear down as the season wanes toward the end. And so just how to be a pro through that time.
Well, my time in Green Bay, I learned a lot from Aaron Rodgers. He's an elite quarterback. I'd say he's up there in the top 5 in the league. And he just has a strong work ethic, very smart quarterback, has a strong arm. The two main things I learned from him were anticipation, getting the ball out of your hand quick and on time, and then what he does off the field as far as in the film room. He studies every single player. He knows the entire defense by name, who's good at what, and he studies a lot. So he helped me a lot to kind of pick up my game as far as studying the opponents.
Switching gears a little bit, they talked about trash talking to what it's like to being a rookie on an NFL team.
I think guys have a lot of fun out there in the NFL. In the NFL, it's kind of like everyone kind of knows each other. You know guys on the other team. You went to the combine with them. You maybe went to a college all-star game with them. You may have been on their team in the NFL before. So guys kind of know each other a lot better, and they're having a lot of fun out there. So I think there's definitely more talk in the NFL just because guys know each other and having fun.
I would agree with what Brian said. I think in certain instances, definitely rivalry games, I think PK UofL, the trash talk can get pretty intense, but in the NFL it is kind of a fraternity. There's a lot of crossover between teams, and so I think it's more taunting than anything else, of guys just knowing each other, played with each other, and just trying to egg each other on while having a good time, while playing a pretty physical sport. Just talk to each other and talk about the game plan and kind of joke a little bit, make sure everyone's loose before you go out and play. But I think it probably differs by position group inside a locker room.
The only thing I can remember in Green Bay is kind of rookie hazing, I guess you call it. But on away games, the rookies, you had to buy a lunch for your position group before you got on the plane. So you would have rookies running in with big old bags of KFC or whatever they had to get, rushing into the plane, sweating because they had to go and get the food and then make it to the plane on time without getting fined. So they had fun with the rookies a little bit.
What are you thinking when you're dropping back, trying to go through your reads and you see someone has broken through the line?
You can't think about it too much. You drop back, you trust your line, they're going to get them, they're going to block them. You look downfield, you look for the receiver, and you just try to feel, kind of see a guy out of the corner of your eye coming, and then you try to escape a little bit. You can't be scared of the hit.
I agree with exactly what Brian said. You want to try to stay as cool as you can, even under fire. Big thing is, know where your check down is. And sometimes it's all right to take a sack. You don't want to try to get the ball out and force things downfield and put yourself in a worse position. I think the big thing in the NFL is you learn that it's all right to punt, and field position I think is a bigger deal. Switching the field is a bigger deal in the NFL than it is in college.
And what it's like sharing the field with their heroes.
I think I kind of grew up, I always kind of idolized Brett Favre a lot, and so when Minnesota came to Carolina, I believe it was a Thursday night game, and just to be able to watch him and kind of be on the same field, and then have the realization of I'm on the team that's playing Brett Favre. It was a very cool cool thing. And just recently, just watching Drew Brees and really respect how he plays the game, just the mental aspect and his leadership that he shows on the field. And obviously, won the Saints Super Bowl this year. And even though, he didn't play in the last game against Carolina, he sat in preparation for the playoffs. It was very cool to, look across the sidelines and see Drew Brees.
I kind of go the same direction as him. I grew up watching Brett Favre probably just as well as any other quarterback growing up did. And it was kind of a different situation for me coming in, drafted to the Packers, was there for the whole hoopla of Brett, coming back and the whole Green Bay saga. So got to hear a lot of rumors and different sides of stories, but this year playing Minnesota twice when I was at Green Bay and watching him play on the field and just seeing him and how he plays the game, that was really kind of surreal for me to watch and was a lot of fun to be a part of it.
Both quarterbacks are gearing up for training camp this upcoming season. Brian Brohm is currently with the Buffalo Bills, and Hunter Cantwell is projected to be the number 2 quarterback for the Carolina Panthers behind Matt Moore. I'm Brooke Cantwell, Wave 3 Sports.